Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and sponsored by WCBE 90.5 FM. Read reviews and listen to shows on WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Kevin Carr.
And this is Cinema Classics. And boy, when you talk about classic, when you've got 9 in a row about the same subject. So
well, not exactly the same subject.
No, but
because the original subject's not even in this movie.
And I know.
And it's not the Children of the Corn we're talking about.
Sylvester Stallone had quite an idea. Well, I don't even know if it was his idea, but he wasn't the first director, right?
He's produced it. I can't remember whether he directed. I don't think he directed the first movie. He directed a bunch of the other ones.
Yeah, I know that. So, and now we have Creed, which is now his third Creed.
The third Creed. It's the 9th Rocky franchise movie.
Right.
Because they had 5 Rockies, then they did a Rocky Balboa, and now they have 3 Creeds. And Ryan Coogler directed the first one, I think. I can't remember whether he directed the second one. But Michael B. Jordan, who plays Adonis Creed, directs this one.
Yeah. And what would you say, Kev, overall, as you look at it?
Okay, I'm going to just preface this by saying I don't like the Creed movies.
Okay.
I'm just not, I do not like them. I like the Rocky movies. I don't think I've seen all of Rocky 5,
okay,
but I've seen almost all the other Rocky movies.
All right.
I just don't like the character of Adonis Creed. I think he's overly aggressive. I think he's immature. I think he's at times mean-spirited. I don't think he grows throughout the 3 movies. And I don't think he becomes better as a person. He tends to sort of fight his way out of a situation that his own impulsiveness often gets him in.
Yeah.
And whereas like Rocky was a kind-hearted character. He's a gentle giant stuck in a life of violence and uses that to do something great and become a champion. And he just wanted to go the distance. First time, he just wanted to go the distance.
The poor guy drives himself crazy with his humanity.
Yeah.
Rocky does.
Yeah.
But we don't get a lot of that.
You don't get any of that.
With Michael B. Jordan's take on the son of Apollo Creed, who was the first antagonist for
he was
Rocky.
the champ that Rocky was wanting to go the distance with.
Now,
and then they eventually become friends, and he gets killed by Ivan Drago in Rocky IV.
Right. So, and always the past for me is haunting these people, particularly this Creed. Cannot shuffle off his past. So he now has an old buddy coming back, Damien.
Played by Jonathan Majors, who's having quite a week, by the way.
Kevin, this guy is good. I'm
good.
sitting there and said, if I don't have Sylvester Stallone in this, I'm happy to have Damien Majors.
Well, yeah, Damien, the character Damien. Here's the thing. Going back to Sylvester Stallone, you really feel the absence of Rocky. They give him like a 1 name check at the beginning.
I think he's a producer, but he's out.
Yeah, and he even said he's not going to see the movie, which is funny for a movie he produced. His name's on it. So Rocky's not in it at all, so you don't get that heart and soul of the franchise, which you had in the first 2 movies, to balance out the problematic character of Adonis Creed. And then you bring in the character of Damien, played by Jonathan Major, who is really good. And
excellent.
Honestly is way more compelling of a character than Adonis Creed is.
Yes, he is.
And they have the same flaws, it's just Adonis Creed looks nicer and is supposed to be the hero. But they both kind of do the same thing. There's no difference between the 2 characters.
Adonis Creed is a Ralph Lauren model in this. He's wearing his clothes, and if you look at some mags, he's advertising those for them.
Well, nothing wrong with that, Michael B. Jordan, get your money while you can.
You bring up a problem I have with this Creed, which I like better than you did.
Okay.
But my problem is the distinct wealth that he has accrued for being the champion. Yeah. And it just seems to me that, like violence, it dominates his life. In a sense, he seems to fulfill some of the cliches that we have about these champions.
Yeah, well, and you're absolutely right, because he drives a Rolls Royce.
Yes.
He lives in this fantastically gorgeous apartment and everything, and everything about him is about wealth. Whereas, again, not to always compare to Rocky, but it's part of the Rocky franchise. I think it's fair.
Yeah.
Rocky was always walking around with the same stupid hat and the swagger and jeans, and this is, again, goes to the core of Adonis Creed's character. In his living room, he has a giant portrait or poster of him as you know, in his boxing outfit. I'm like, I don't recall that being in Balboa's apartment. Now maybe in his gym or something like that's fine, that's marketing, but the level of arrogance and ego to have that adored, I barely have picture, I have my wedding photo in my house, but I don't have a picture of me 8 feet tall reviewing movies or anything, so.
Well, there is a good bit in this, which I like, that is his past comes back in the form of Majors as Dane.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he wants to become the champ.
He wants his shot that he never got.
Yeah.
And here's another thing that I'm going to pick at it here too. But from the trailers and from the beginning of the movie, how they set it up, they make it look like Damien really took a bullet, not literally, but he fell on the sword to save Adonis.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you finally find out what really happened, you're like, no, not really.
No.
They were just kind of both there, and one of them got away.
And
you know?
Adonis ran.
Yeah, and the whole thing is it's not like Adonis would have been arrested if they would have gotten there at the time. It's not like he didn't stand in the way of Adonis so he could run away. It just one of them ran away faster.
And here, Kev, if you won't accept the fact that that Adonis is equally, well, I mean, Adonis is the one who throws the punches initially,
Yeah.
but that he doesn't
Well,
help.
at least that's justified. I think why he does it.
Yeah, but he never follows up.
Mm-hmm.
He never contacts him in prison. 18 years.
There's all this backstory that comes when somebody opens up a box of old mementos. Well, I don't want to give too much away, but you're like, finally we're going to get some depth into these characters. No, we're just going to be like, no, he's a jerk. You know, look, the thing with the movie like this, it punches, it throws all the right punches.
Yeah.
It pushes the right buttons.
Oh, look at it. I think some of those boxing sequences are pretty terrific.
They're really great. Yeah, I mean, if for what you want out of a movie, I just do not like the. I mean, subjectively, do not like the characters. I don't like his wife, Tessa Thompson's character.
I wanted to bring that up with you. Tessa Thompson, the wife. Is she the long-suffering wife? Of
No, she doesn't
traditional-
suffer for anything. She's going deaf, and she's still a recording champion. I mean, and that's the other thing. It's like all and there's like a line she says in the middle of all of this sort of grotesque opulence, where she says, "He's trying to take away all that we've earned," and I'm like, did you really earn that? I don't. And then they even have to have a whole little scene where they talk about how brilliant of a recording artist, even though she's lost her hearing, she's got 512 platinum albums that she's worked on or whatever. And I'm just like, well, wait, where's the underdog? There's no underdog potential. They actually defeat the underdog in this movie because the underdog is Jonathan Majors' character.
I think you mentioned something that intrigues me about this that I thought could have been better done, but this death motif, which it seemed...
That goes back to
it
the
goes
first
back,
movie,
but it
so,
seems
yeah.
to be more prominent now that the daughter is deaf.
Yeah.
And
Which, if I recall, like at the tail end of Creed 2, they teased that. I think they have a daughter, and she's. I don't know. I looked it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, no.
So I did my research.
Yeah, you're good. No, but Kev, it seems to me there's something good about this. You know how you try to add something different and new, and I thought there was a possibility, especially between him and his daughter.
Yeah.
But they never fulfill it. It's
Well, not only do they not fulfill it, but he teaches her. It starts off with his daughter is getting in a fight at school, and it's a justified fight.
Yes.
And they never really pursue that. They're just like, then she just gets mad at him because she teaches her, oh, you're just teaching her it's okay to throw punches. And then by the end, it's like, yes, you're right. The best way to solve problems is with your fists. That's not the message of the Rocky movies, of the franchise. The message of the franchise is you keep it to the ring and you do what's in the ring, what is necessary.
Yeah.
The whole reason he takes a fight in this movie is stupid. It doesn't even make any pragmatic sense. And then he trains in like 3 weeks.
Let's end on this note before we go to back talk, because I think you're bringing up something that really intrigues me. How in the world are we expected, a guy like me who knows nothing really about sports, knows that you don't just decide you're going to go into a championship fight and get it?
And well, okay, we'll talk. Yeah, go to back talk, because I got a lot to say about it.
All right, here we go. All right, Kev. This is Creed 3. I obviously enjoyed it much more than you. I saw it in IMAX. It was pretty nice, except for many of the flaws I agree with on you. What do you suggest overall for our audience?
If you like the Creed movies, go see it, because you'll probably love it. Good. But for somebody like me, I don't like the character. He's a jerk.
We did get the idea.